Teresi. It's a shot, he scores! 4-4.
Lachlan going to the net, shoot, and he scores!
And towards Cox. Cox gets the shot away, and Davis makes the save. No, it's in! It's in! Perth takes the lead!
Live from O'Brien Group Arena in Melbourne, this is AIHL TV. The regular season is brought to you by Air Canada, who offer the only daily and non-stop service to Vancouver. For details, visit aircanada.com.au. Owners are a direct infrastructure investor with a portfolio worth in excess of $50 billion. ATC Productions, your live event technical provider. And APA Group, delivering Australia's energy.
O'Brien Group Arena is the venue for today's clash, the final clash of the regular season for the Melbourne Ice, the final day of the regular season in the AIHL. For Melbourne Ice, it's Heritage Day, the day they celebrate the past and hopefully look ahead to the future. But for the CBR Brave and quite a couple of other teams, this is a vitally important game. Just for the Brave, they've locked up top spot, but a regulation win today will mean they break the record for most points in the season, which was set by the Melbourne Ice last year. And for Trevor Girling, he's currently in the equal lead for the points in the AIHL with Pierre-Olivier Grandmaison. And so a big night tonight, and he might win the scoring title as well. So there's a lot to play for the CBR Brave, for the Melbourne Ice. It is pride. But this final day of the regular season, there's nothing like we've seen before in the AIHL. There is so many permutations, not just in this game, but in the other games as well. My name's Michael Clough, and I'm joined in commentary for the last time in the regular season, Steve White. Welcome, Steve.
Thanks, Mike. And yes, you're quite correct. This game really doesn't affect the table at all, but in the context of three other teams, that being the Mustangs, the North Stars and the Ice Dogs, well, two other games will decide their fate this evening, and it won't be until the end of the North Stars and Thunder over in the West, which gets going in about 2 hours' time, will we know the makeup, the fourth spot for the AIHL finals for 2018. So we have a look at the table now. CBR Brave on 69 points. If they win tonight in regulation, they will break the regular season record set last year, as we aforementioned. The Bears locked up second spot a couple of weeks ago, and they closed it out last night with a 5-1 win over the Mustangs. Thunder sealed their finals berth last night with 43 points in a shootout win over the North Stars. Now, if you have a look at those 4th, 5th and 6th teams, the Mustangs on 39, the North Stars on 39, and the Dogs on 38. Now, the Mustangs play the Ice Dogs in about an hour's time. The North Stars, they'll get going against the Thunder. Now, we mentioned before, there's been a lot of debate about what happens in the case of two teams ending up on equal points or a point differential, and we'll explain it a little bit here. So, if you have a look at that, the Mustangs and Dogs, let's take that for a sec. So the Ice Dogs get a regulation win, they go to 41 points. So they will leapfrog the Mustangs and the North Stars. However, the North Stars get a regulation win, they'll go to 42 and they'll be in. So for the North Stars, they actually have the hardest road because they have the least amount of regulation wins. So that's the tiebreaker at the moment. We sit between the Mustangs and the North Stars. That tiebreaker is the regulation wins. Yeah. So if they go to a shootout, if we get the table back up, oh, we've got well, we've got that as well. So Stephen Bradbury aside, if we get the table back up, we'll be able to explain a little bit easier in terms of the mathematics, because we are commentators, illiterate and illiterate. So we have a look there. So the North Stars, if they win in regulation, they go to 42. Now, if there's a shootout between the Thunder and the North Stars they win that, they go to 41. The Dogs win in a shootout, well, they're out. If the Dogs win in regulation, they leapfrog the North Stars. The Dogs will leapfrog the North Stars and they will be in. Now, the Mustangs, they just have to win in regulation. Okay, so they've got the easiest path in terms of the three teams. They lost last night to the Bears, that didn't help them. If the Dogs, say, Luke, I am your father, yes, apologies for the audio, but if the Dogs win in regulation, then they have to wait, obviously, on the Thunder and North Stars. Now, if the Dogs win in regulation and the North Stars win in regulation, in a shootout, the Dogs will go ahead because they have more regular season wins. And the North Stars, they can regulation win, it ends the equation. Yeah. They're in. Yeah. If it's the case they win in a shootout, and then they're on 41 points. Yep. Then it will rely on other results. So North Stars win regulation, they're in. There is a possibility that if the
Dogs win in a shootout and the North Stars lose in a shootout, that will have 3 teams in 40 points.
Yeah.
That calculation the Mustangs are through. In theory, the Mustangs hold their own destiny in their own hands.
Yep. So to keep it simple, Mustangs win in regulation, that's it. It just doesn't matter. So, but as we saw the Dogs on Friday night when they played the Bears, they came out swinging and put the Bears to the sword in pretty indomitable fashion in the last Battle of Sydney for 2018. So, we're calling it Super Sunday. This is, I think, the first time in, I think, at least 10 or 11 years it has happened in terms of the finals calculations. The closest season in years. It's plenty also to play for tonight. Aside from that, obviously, we mentioned Grand Maison and Girling in lockstep for the scoring title. Now,
63 points apiece as it sits right now.
Girling's only played 23, so he's a little bit more impressive in that regard. But Grand Maison just as good a player, in my opinion. But we'll know who wins the AIHL scoring title. These guys really take it seriously. The Thunder's texting me going, "Oh, my points haven't been updated," blah blah blah. So they're all keeping tabs on that. And obviously, the Brave regular season victories, the record in the balance. They'll set the record set by the Melbourne Ice just last year. And what a sort of not philosophical, but analogy to do that against the Melbourne Ice in their arena, the team that set it last year. The good old
absolutely.
So.
But they'll go into the finals raging favourite. But I reckon out of those calculations, the one team out of those 3 that need to qualify today, the Mustangs are the ones who are most likely to cause some damage in the finals for mine.
Absolutely.
They are playing some very good hockey. So they're the informed team of the 3 right now, and they're the team that's actually troubled the Brave this season. Yeah, so those the 2 wins, and then they gave them a hell of a game also in the second game in Canberra. So I think, they're the boogie team if they do make the AIHL finals this afternoon. I mean, but they've got to make it first.
Yeah, I mean, if the Dogs get in, that second last game against the Brave, where it was a ridiculous scoreline, 11-7 or whatever, but that second period where the Dogs came back and tied at 6-6, I mean, even they could potentially cause some trouble for the Brave. Less so,
they've got firepower.
But in terms of the other makeup of the team, well, the Bears and Thunder are now locked in for the second semi-final, and the Bears have the better record in that head-to-head season series, particularly the last series in Perth. The Bears skated away from 5 with a possible 6 points.
That'd be a harsh call on Perth, but to say that they've fallen in a little bit of a heap in that last third of the season as well, but the Dogs and North Stars fell in a bigger heap.
Yeah.
They've always survived because there are other teams who actually were worse.
Well, they had 2 horrible losing streaks. I think, one lost 8 out of 10 and the other lost 9 out of 10 in their last. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Thunder, they've really got to hit some form next week if they're to be a challenge to the Goodall Cup.
Having Landon Lansky will be a key. He's back in, and he's a key. He's a real general for that team as well. But you may notice, you see here the Melbourne Ice, they're wearing a slightly different jersey. This is the heritage jersey, and I must admit, it looks good. Yeah. So at least they may not make the finals, but they're going to go out looking good.
Indeed. Let's go down to centre ice for the pre-game festivities, and we'll be back with the final regular season game.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome to the ice surface General Manager of Dadlinks, Mr. Akiva Quinn.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. Last game of the regular season. Good luck, both teams. On behalf of YMCA Dadslink, we're really glad to be involved today. Join us next Sunday for a Father's Day fun run at the Botanical Gardens. A little warmer probably than it is here today. And do come along and join Dadslink for Dads and Kids activities, camps, weekend activities, supported by YMCA Victoria, Relationships Australia, and Life Is Foundation. Go for it.
Thank you, Akiva. And now I'd like to introduce Mr. Andy Lamrock, CEO of Temper Melbourne Ice, for a special present. Sorry, bit of a change of plans here. I'd like to introduce Mr. Andrew Shelton to do the ceremonial puck drop. If the captains could please come forward. Thank you very much, Andrew and Akiva. And now Andy Lamrock, CEO of Temper Melbourne Ice, for a special presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of Melbourne Ice, fans and sponsors, welcome to a very special day. Today is what we call Heritage Day. It marks the beginning of a new tradition for Melbourne Ice, and since 2002 Melbourne Ice has competed in the Australian Ice Hockey League, and many, many wonderful people have taken the opportunity to write their own chapter in our history books. Melbourne Ice is a hockey club, a community of many, and a family that lets people achieve things that they cannot normally achieve in life. It lets them be the best they can. Heritage Day lets us celebrate and remember some of those chapter writers who have truly been the best they can. Today, we pay tribute to the efforts of two individuals. Firstly, Mr. Andrew Shelton, who is recognised as the father of this amazing complex. Andrew spent 13 years trying to get this facility built, and today the Henke Room is now known as the Andrew Shelton Room. Thank you, Andrew, for your incredible commitment. But importantly, for all of us in the Melbourne Ice family, we recognise Vinny Hughes, a player who literally bled for this club in so many ways. A player who will be remembered for famously reminding us not to ever forget where you came from. The Goodall Cup and the Newman Reid Trophy, wherever that might be today, was placed on the ice at Oakley, our original home, and a photo was taken and published by Vinny. He never let us forget where we came from. And today, we pay respect to Vinny, his family, and everyone that played with him, all of the volunteers that helped him play, and we recognise you by retiring the number 7 jersey officially and finally. Congratulations, Vinny, and thank you. Thanks, Vinny. Thanks, Lauren. Thanks, girls. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the game.
Thank you very much, Andy, and congratulations to Vinny. If we could ask everybody to stand and remove your headwear and face the flag as we play the national anthem.
So the pre-game is complete, with Vinny Hughes having his jersey retired.
So starting goaltenders round 1 fight.
for the CBR Brave, Matt Hewitt, who's had quite the season. And setting the record for most season wins, handing for the CBR Brave this season, 25 games played, 22 wins, and a save percentage of .926%. And Jaden Pine Murphy getting the start for the Melbourne Ice in the final game of their regular season. 10 games played, 1-7, and a save percentage of .879. So,
and of course, with Vinny having his jersey retired with his brother in attendance, now in CBR Brave colours.
Yep. So, wonder what jersey Joey will retire as. You know, will he sign the last one-day contract to come back as an Ice player, or a Mustang, or a Brave? But I mean, he's obviously.
Well, I think for Melbourne Ice, his jersey number will be eventually retired.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it'd be fair to say the greatest Australian AIHL player.
Yeah, hands down, I'd say. Oh well, I think Greg Oddie would have something to say about that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, him and Oddie are the two clear standouts.
So. We'll let them flip a coin between them.
There you go. So get your tweets on screen as well. Just use the hashtag AIHL Game Day. Get your thoughts on the season, the permutation this weekend, even your thoughts or well wishes for Vinny Hughes. But this is the second of a doubleheader, the final game of the season. CBR Brave won the first of the doubleheader 7-0 very convincingly, it should be said, last night. And hopefully we'll see plenty of the kids getting ice time for the Ice tonight. We just got a slight delay there for the start of the game, but we're moments away from the opening phase of the final game of the regular season, and the face-off has been won by the CBR Brave. Hewitt comes aggressively out of his crease. Rare we see a goaltender in this league that aggressive when coming out of the net. Now the Brave out through Girling. He lost it. Gets it back. Got to get out towards Bresciani. Bresciani go back. Out towards Bailey Cabara. Levier couldn't trap it. Now Crow, rink wide pass, out towards Powell. Hewitt with the save. Now Levier for the CBR Brave. Just tries to cut in, decides to go back behind the net. Pass in the slot and Pine Murphy will make the save. And we'll have ourselves a face-off.
So we'll keep you updated on those two games, even though they will both start well into this game. If obviously the Mustangs and Ice Tonks will get underway at 5 o'clock Australian Eastern Time. Thunder and North Stars not until 4:30 Western Time. It's currently 2:15 over on the West Coast, so they won't get away for probably just after we've finished here. But I'm sure you'll keep your eyes glued depending on what shade of jersey you're wearing to obviously the Twitter updates and the streams, as this one kept inside. As Delsar just ran over his man, and he sets the tone early. Kai Miettinen on the receiving end of that hit, and Cass Delsar, well, bit of a throwback, but he's going to retire.
Throwback jersey day, so
yeah, exactly.
Throwback Cass Delsar.
Here's Joey Hughes now into the corner. Hughes gets pressured there by former teammate Liam Webster. It comes back into the opposite corner, and Hughes going to get it right back again. 1v2 there at the half wall as Webster flips this one out over the top of the Wombat. Matt Harvey backhands this one across, and the Brave break back in. Numbers at Hughes and Dawes out on this line with Miettinen as well. Hughes now, oh, nice vision to see Miettinen coming in at the near side, and Webster goes in pursuit of him. Some Mighty Roos teammates clash there. Here's Hayden Dawes. He gets the shoulder and gives it right back to Delsar, and shakes it off and gives him a little bit of a verbal spray as well on the end. Here's Harvey now, the captain of the CBR Brave. Just peels off with Corbett in on the forecheck now here for the Ice. Hands it off now here to Bresciani. Long range pass up ice there intended for his teammate in Henning, and that will be an icing face-off to the left of Matt Hewitt.
And on Twitter we've got T. I should put Vinny Hughes in the lineup. Oh, why not?
Why not? Well, as we were talking about off air, the memory of him going after Sam Wilson in the 2012 season after Stu Demon got checked instantly sprang to mind. One of the more memorable AIHL moments here at Melbourne Ice. The pre-Fox era too.
And I don't think they'll be putting that on the t-shirt. No. I like the Rick Del Basso celebration. So Kachia gets it out towards Crow. Now Armstrong. Byers for the Brave. Able to play that one off towards Powell. That's Wong back towards Powell. Crow gets out towards Armstrong. The opening face-off, Crow actually lined up as a forward as one of the wingers. Might be a change for today's game. Pass into the slot. Misses intended targets. And here come the CBR Brave now through Mitch Henning. Henning just tried to cut into the middle lane. Still has the puck. Tried it there, pass it off towards Tyler Kabara. And the Ice are able to clear through Armstrong to Crow. Crow cuts in. Will wait for the trailer. Has to wait for a while. Eventually the trailer does come, and that's Graham. Graham from a tight angle. The shot bell missed everything. Now Fleming for the Ice. Now Sam Hoddick. Able to send that one to the corner, make it a foot race. Hewitt comes out of his crease. Kept in by Graham, only temporarily though. Pass out towards Levier was broken up. Levier gets there first. Interesting, the Ice is certainly protecting that middle lane much better in this early part than they were last night. Bresciani for the CBR Brave. Harvey winds up, shoots the pad save by Pine Murphy. Brave get it back. To Girling. To Darge. Darge, well, nice little move, but it just didn't quite work out for the CBR Brave. Now Fleming. Avoided being sandwiched. Harvey out towards Goranson. Just clears his own, and that will be icing against the CBR Brave.
Yeah, per Daniel Goranson had Nate Fleming dialed in from about 300 metres to look for the hip check. Poetic that the Brave will break the Ice season record by beating them today, indeed, in their venue to the defending Goodall Cup champs.
Who are not making the finals.
Indeed, so we'll see how that pans out as Coach Rob Stark at the helm, looking to be at said helm for a potential record-breaking season as we have Scott Corbett booted out of the face-off circle. 10:49 to go here at the O'Brien Group Arena. Scoreless between the Brave and the Ice in the last regular season game for both teams before next week's AIHL finals at this very venue. Here's Wong trying to cut towards the net. Hewitt had the door closed on the near side. The puck pumps out now here to the blue line, and the Brave back in through Levier and Darge. Darge goes to the net. Levier pulls up, draws the attention of Carpenter. Gets the puck back to Harvey now at the point. Harvey goes high off the blast. Glove down there by Carpenter. And the Ice to break out of their zone now. Here's Webster. Slaps it across looking for Wong. A little too hot for him to handle, and the puck dumped in deep as the Brave finish up a line change. Hewitt now to Harvey. Just buys himself some time and space. Looks for a pass and finds one. As the Brave get Girling off the ice, and now here comes Levier with Dawes going hard. Dawes now into the corner. Battle of the Beards there with Webster. Webster wins that duel. Harvey, puck comes back out now here to Dawes. Drags a shot and just sprays it wide. Gets his own rebound though and gets another shot off. But too much angle on it. Pretty comfortable save for Pine Murphy.
Absolutely. The Brave look like they're starting to find their tempo in this game, but physicality outside of one hit, there's not much there, and I don't expect to be much there today. I'm sure that the Brave will be looking for the no injury, no suspension scenario, and the Ice will just be happy for today to be over and done with.
Indeed, discipline and, as you talked about, health, the two concerns for the CBR Brave.
Well, last night's game, we didn't get a penalty into the third period, which is very rare for these two sides against each other.
An interesting development over in Perth with the North Stars, with Joe Hartrick being potentially suspended after an incident, which I won't comment on yet as they haven't finished adjudicating on, and that could impact the North Stars should they get through. Anyway, that's a big if.
But he did get a game misconduct. Was it match misconduct? Game misconduct yesterday.
Oh, what a hit there behind the net. And a big collision as Joey Hughes looks like he's getting a penalty. There's Armstrong now in over the line. A knuckleball shot that drifts out now here to Crow after it was deflected. Crow gets checked and we will get a penalty. Looks like Maxim Schneider was the recipient of that check. And not sure what the call is here. Let's see what...
well, Joey disagrees with it.
Referee Rob Lupp. Tripping is the call. Let's have a look. Here's the pass by Schneider. Oh, yeah, I think the knee there was...
looks like a potential knee-on-knee collision. Schneider was slow off the ice, but I suspect it might have something to do more with his skate.
Yeah, well, can't you see? Let's have a better look at it here. Oh, knee on the side of the knee. That's not nice.
No, and so 2 minutes well deserved. And the Ice go on the power play. Just as I was talking about how clean it was yesterday, we get that.
And from Joey as well.
So face off. Here's a chance now for Darge. Fires, shoots a shot that was wide. CBR Brave did score 2 short-handed goals yesterday. So their penalty kill was pretty deadly in more ways than one. So here come the Brave again. Levier stripped to the puck. But again, they're the team playing like they're on the power play right now. Little drop pass by Crow to Powell. Wasn't in the best spot for him. The Powell go back out towards Crow. This is the point, and Graham. To Graham. Well, I think he was looking more for the pass for the tip, but they've coughed it up. And here's a chance now for the Brave. Levier sweeps onto it. Bad save there by Pine Murphy. Great speed there by Chris Levier. Caught the Melbourne Ice defence napping. Fleming, well, overskated in the end, couldn't trap the puck. And this CBR Brave penalty kill is power play-esque. So Armstrong goes high. To Harvey. Now Girling. Girling drives towards the net. Still in possession of the puck. He'll retreat. Brave have to set up once again. Wide pass out towards Dawes. Dawes will backhanded pass. Finds Girling. Keeps it in. Try to flip it up high out towards Dawes, but it's been turned over. Hoddick to Clark. Clark will send that one into the corner. Hewitt will come out of his crease. Plays it awkwardly off the boards. Ice have it. Now through Hoddick. Into the corner, Delsar. Hoddick there in support. But great work there by the CBR Brave. And that was actually Goranson. And the Brave clear once again to Girling. He'll cross the blue line. Thought about the trailer, decides he's going to go for it himself. And another pad save there from a tight angle by Pine Murphy. To Clark. Brave have killed the penalty. No look pass to Hughes just out of the penalty box. Passes it out towards Miettinen, and the Brave come again. So Miettinen happy to leave that one in the corner for Hughes. Dawes, and now Byers. At the half wall, the Ice have it, and they should be able to clear the zone. Carpenter did it the hard way. Now Bresciani out towards Hughes, fires, shoots. And a save has been made by Pine Murphy.
Good glove save there from Jaden Pine Murphy as Joey Hughes right back in there. This is the move earlier from Girling. Well, he had one before that where he cut across short-handed. And Jaden Pine Murphy keeping his team.
Well, there was no power in that power play from Melbourne Ice, was there?
No. CBR Brave, I think, had like 3 shots. And they had most of the possession too. So 6:35 to go here in this first period. The puck comes back to the point, flipped on net by by Byers, and that will, Bresciani, excuse me, and that will be another face-off to the right of Jaden Pine Murphy. A lot of talk about the coaching for the Melbourne Ice this year. Sandy Gardner finishing up with Mark Smith and Josh Vellers coaching tripartisan appointment, very similar to what the North Stars did this year with Gary Dore, Joey Theriault and Ray Sheffield. As that shot goes wide, of course, they have a task in front of them over in Perth this afternoon. As the puck now comes up into the low slot. Bresciani back here for the Brave with Byers out on this defensive pairing. Byers now flips it up ice. As the referee gets out of the way of Henning's clearing attempt. And, well, looking for the hit. There are the Brave as Vellers on the ice now. Good job there from Henning to separate the puck. Byers has it now in the bottom corner. Bresciani will start the breakout now here for the Brave. Hits Henning down the near side. Henning with 3 Melbourne Ice players to deal with. Henning centering pass, looking for the trailer there in Kubara. That is the Tyler variety who's got the puck now. Kubara digging at the puck in the corner. Gets put into the glass. 2v2 there. The Brave come away with it. Henning with a drive, and that's off the shoulder of Jaden Pine Murphy into the opposite corner. Geordie Gavin out there, the CBR Brave, as he said, he announced his retirement last week. This will be his last tilt at the Goodall Cup next week, as that shot comfortably saved by Hewitt. The great servants of hockey in the ACT. The other, obviously, looking for his first club-based Goodall Cup, Mark Rumakainen. Obviously won the Goodall Cup as a 16-year-old with the ACT when it was still in a state-based format. There's Henning's dump in. Graham goes back to get it. Todd Graham, now one of the elder statesmen of the Melbourne Ice. Was in it just not long ago. He's one of the young defensemen, part of that, obviously, triple Goodall Cup winning team. Is Powell slings this one in. Armstrong made his Mighty Roos debut earlier in the year. Was probably the Roos best player apart from Anthony Kimlin. This one put into the corner. Armstrong. It's checked there by Harvey. And out come the Brave now. 2-on-2. Leveille with the puck. Leveille trying to get through and dishes this one off to Darge in the corner. Graham out-duels him, but Darge strips him of it. Centers it in front. Harvey with a drive. Puts it over the shoulder of Pine Murphy. Best chance of the period there for the CBR Brave, who are out shooting the ice. I think at least 3-1. Here's Bresciani. Nice tip in front there from Leveille, and it just went wide. As Gerling has it now. Gerling drops it off to Leveille. Leveille searching for recipients. Looks for Gerling there in front. Couldn't get to him. Leveille still has the puck, but Darge to his right if he wants him. Interchanges there with Harvey. The shot was blocked up before it got through to Pine Murphy. It's loose in the slot and finally trickles out. Crow at the end of a long shift retreats to the bench, and Harvey now has a bit of time and space to deal this puck out now here to Bresciani. Just hands this one off. Going down the net there is Hughes. Levier's got it. Levier tried to go to Gerling, backing him up. It's Kubara with the driver, was blocked. Learning to stuff that one home was Joey Hughes, and he couldn't find daylight between the wickets of Jaden Pine Murphy. As the puck now goes over to Bresciani at the opposite half wall. Bresciani draws two Melbourne Ice players to him. Hughes looking to poach, does so. Hughes has got the puck. Hughes pushes in front. Oh, nice move from the Brave, and they score! Oh, that was all class there from the CBR Brave, isolating Jaden Pine Murphy. And just like that, Trevor Gerling has the first one of the game from the side from the ACT.
Well, that's going to make the scoring race a bit interesting, but it was always on the cards. The CBR Brave have dominated this period so far, but what we're seeing here is pretty much what we've seen throughout most of the weekend, probably the last 2 weeks. The defence were stationary.
Looks like
they did not move.
Looks like Pine Murphy actually initially made the paddle save, and then it came in off the defenseman.
But they forced him to move. They stretched Pine Murphy, and there's not much he could have done about that.
Regardless, that's a good effort from JP.
Absolutely.
But even better effort from the Braves. 22nd goal on the year for Trevor Gerling, and he now moves to 64 points. 22 of them goals, obviously, and just 1 point ahead of Pierre-Olivier Gray-Maison.
So Wong just found an attempted pass. Marcus Wong, his brother, came in. Now it's going to be Hughes for the CBR Brave. Cleared away by Velez. And have a foot race at the half wall. Brave are able to clear only as far as Nathan Kachia to Joey Hughes. Nice little pass out towards Miettinen. Now the ice over clear through Marcus Wong. Pass out towards Velez. Only as far as Bailey Kabara. Happy to hold on to the puck. Just flipped it off the boards. Nearly picked up there by Velez. Now we've got a battle along the half wall, and Hughes is going to win out for the Brave. Gets it out towards Dawes. Dawes just cuts in, and Pine Murphy makes the initial save, but puck has been picked up, and it's going to be cleared now by Corbett for the ice. So Velez sends that one into the corner, and Hewitt will leave it there for Harvey. Harvey, who skates the puck out of the zone, gets it out towards Tyler Kabara, out wide towards Harvey. Tried to stretch the Melbourne Ice defence, but the pass was blocked. And the Ice are looking to clear. Leaving it behind there was Crow. Crow to Armstrong. He's forced to cycle back. So Fleming out looking for Crow. Crow decides against the pass. Out towards Fleming now to Armstrong. Shot was wide. Here's a chance now for Geordie Gavin of the Braves. Scored in the last 2 games. Little drop pass out towards Tyler Kabara. Couldn't get a shot away. In the end, some good defensive work from the Melbourne Ice, but they haven't been able to clear. So Henning tries to cut in, unable to. Now Gavin. Picked up by Graham. Looking for Fleming. He finds Crow. The battle along the boards in front of the Melbourne Ice bench. And the Braves send that one deep as well. And Graham will leave it for Fleming. So Fleming to Hoddick. Try to flip up in the corner. Clark skates onto it. Delsar looking for Hoddick. Now Chris Levier for the Brave. Had it, lost it, gets it back and clears the zone. To Henning. Now to Darge. Darge will wait for the trail. It's tipped in by Chris Levier.
I'm not sure that was actually the intended plan, but
it's a good result. Either way, it's the CBR Brave 2, the Melbourne Ice 0.
I don't think the tone was intended either. But it looks
in fact, it's been waved off.
So
not sure why that would be the case. I thought that was a good tip.
Yeah, we're still trying to. Well, apparently kicked in. Let's have a look. So here's Darge, centers the puck.
No, that was tipped in.
I don't think that was a kicking motion.
Absolutely not.
So
that is a fair goal.
I think Lievier's been cheated out of the goal. Yeah, see, he's you can angle it in off your skate.
Absolutely.
As long as there's no kicking motion. So.
And like I said, I don't think that was actually the original plan of that pass. It just happened to be Girling was there and it came off his skate.
So the Brave hard done by is, I'm wondering about the colours of my co-commentator at the moment, as Levier now digs in it. There's Darge now. Oh, he gets a bit of a chop on the way through. There's Vinny Hughes, and it looks like Hoddick is going to be headed off as Hughes has the puck now for the Brave, and they get an extra skater on as Hewitt retires to the bench. Byers looking to quarterback this breakout. It's slung up ice. Nice pass, but Joey Hughes just can't settle it down. Clyde Murphy will touch, and it looks like Sam Hoddick is off for a slash. Gage Thompson, I love how filthy those Melbourne Ice jerseys are. A good filthy, yes.
They do look good.
It's a New York Rangers feel to it, but obviously it's their throwback jerseys. The Braves should be trying to score on Jaden Clyde Murphy's stick side. Well, I'm sure that's what Jaff would be saying if he was in the commentary box and not being accosted by a silverback gorilla in the jungles of Borneo. Let's see, hope if he makes it back next week for finals. Anyway, here's the draw. 5 seconds left in this period, but a power play nonetheless to the Brave. But time will expire here in this first period. It finishes the CBR Brave 1, the Melbourne Ice nothing. The lone goal to Trevor Girling of the Brave.
And it should be 2-0, but the Brave, they're playing, I think they are playing well within themselves. I don't think they're going to not reel any of the secret cards in the deck at all this weekend. They're just getting the job done. And so far, so good. And they lead 1-0. So to wrap things up at the end of the first period, the CBR Brave looking to win to break the AIHL record for points. They currently lead the Melbourne Ice 1-0. Back shortly with the second period of play.
So CBR Brave were leading the Melbourne Ice 1-0 at the beginning of the second period. Clearly I'm in the witness protection scheme with the current tone of the voice. But we've got our first word coming in. Heritage Day Melbourne Ice.
Well played, very well played. I thought, but no, look, Melbourne Ice was that nine-game losing streak, I think, at the start of the season, which really dug the hole that they really struggled to climb out of. They never really did in the end. But
look, the Brave just looking to pour it on here. As we said, it shouldn't really be 2-0, but
and they're on the power play to start the period while Sam Hunter got a minute 51 to serve.
It very well might be 2-0 in a couple of minutes.
So moments away from the start of the second period. The Devon Crow up against Levier.
Referee Rob Love drops the puck to start the second period. It's been tied up, but the Brave will have it now through Trevor Girling. Girling, the goal scorer in the first period. Now Bresciani. Bresciani winds up, shoots, and the shot was just a little wide. Now Matt Hewitt takes the puck and gets in the corner out towards Bresciani. And now Girling will skate the puck out of the zone and just drive down centre ice. Goes out wide towards Wahib Darge. And a poke kicked away by Fleming. Graham has it up against Darge. The Braves still in control of the puck now. Chris Levier. A drop pass to Girling. Looking for the tip. Pine Murphy makes the save. So Pine Murphy's been good so far for the Melbourne Ice. Defending on that one was Bresciani, and he's turned it over. Here's a chance now for the Melbourne Ice as Powell comes in on the breakaway. 2 against 1, and well, in the end, the 2 couldn't score. Stretch passed out towards Dudge, so it's gone back the other way. Now over the top of the stick of Levier. And an opportunity lost for the CBR Brave. The Bresciani, good work by Chris Wong on the forecheck. Had his stick tied up. No penalty call though. Well, that's going to be a penalty. That should have been a penalty, but none called for an AFL-style hold. Now the Brave haven't been able to keep it in. To Bresciani out wide. Ice have killed the penalty. Cutting in there. Little backhander, and it's a superb goal for the CBR Brave. Trevor Girling gets his second, and the Brave lead 2-0. There's no denying him this time.
He made that look very easy there, did Trevor Girling. Class move. Forehand, backhand, straight through the 5-hole there of Jaden Pine Murphy. And just like that, Trevor Girling's second goal of the game. 23 on the season, 65 points. 2 in the lead now for the scoring race, and 2 in the lead now for the Brave.
Yeah, come and catch me, Grand Maison. But what we saw there is what we've been seeing now for 2 weeks.
Yep.
The defence stationary.
Yep. It was a training drill in the end. But
great effort, but terrible defence.
The Brave now well in control here. 13:05 to play here in this second period. Obviously, as we mentioned before, AIHL finals will be here at the O'Brien Group Arena Saturday and Sunday next week. 1st and 2nd of September. Make sure you get your tickets. Head on over to the AIHL.com. As this one's shot out now. Per Daniel Goranson. 3 of the 4 teams have locked their places in. Who will be number 4? We will find out in a couple of hours' time. As Delsar now whips this puck out. Doesn't clear the zone. Harvey did a good job to hold the blue line, as did Henning. On hands and knees there as Per Daniel Goranson managed to keep the play alive. Now here's Harvey. Thought about the shot. Takes it this time. Looking for a tip in front. Henning scores! 3-0 CBR Brave. And the floodgates may open up early.
Absolutely. So after playing well within themselves in that first period, they've decided to come out pretty early and make sure that this result will be beyond doubt. And again, they're just skating harder. This one is probably more a lucky bounce than for Henning. You know, a lot of players hacking at that one, but you know what? You make your own luck.
And that's what the CBR Brave are doing today.
Helium balloons. Yeah, well, a couple.
Well, we've got to get something to get through today.
Helium balloons and James L. Jones, we'll put it that way. It's coming out of retirement.
The last game of the year, hijinks. Don't worry, it'll be serious come finals time. Maybe. So now the ice, Les looking out towards Corbett. Harvey. The Brave clear looking there for Hughes. Out there, pass off the boards. So Chris Wong out towards Corbett. Corbett just driving in. Shot was blocked. The Hughes gets a pass out, and the Brave clear once again. Now Harvey for the CBR Brave captain out towards Hughes. Gets a shot away. Pine Murphy just got enough of that to make a save. So Hughes, a pass to the top of the crease, but no one was home. And per Daniel Goranson will skate back now and retrieve the puck. So Goranson. Yetinen was able to clear. Powell should get there first for the ice. He's tied up by Goranson. Yetinen into the corner. To Crow. Backhanded pass out towards Carpenter. Fires, shoots. Shot was blocked. The shot comes in deep, and it's going to be Bailey Kabara who's going to clear. So Yetinen happy to just send that one in the corner. The Brave will make a line change. Tyler Kabara had the puck and lost it, was stripped of it by Carpenter. Well, the pass wasn't a great one. It was blocked, and the Melbourne Ice haven't been able to clear the zone. Taken by Armstrong, forced to cycle back. So now it's Carpenter. The Bailey Kabara out towards Starge. Nice pass. Good setup now for the Brave. Flipped up high, looking there for Tyler Kabara. Backhanded pass, couldn't find its intended target. And now it's Carpenter out there, pass only as far as Bresciani. He's turned over Crow. Crow trying to get a shot away. Handy little poke check. And the pass missed the Centene, targeting Carpenter. So Pine Murphy. Get out towards Webster. Pass looking for Delsar. Now the Brave through Levier. Webster comes in. Hoddick will skate back, get out towards Webster and Delsar. To Girling. Girling already has 2 goals. Dave Darge. Another chance for the Brave. Great save there by Pine Murphy. The ice clear through Marcus Wong. Only as far as Matt Harvey. Rink wide pass out towards Levier. Levier. No pass. Well, looking for Levier has been missed. Now Velez. Delsar back out towards Velez. And a save there by Matt Hewitt. So far this weekend, the Melbourne Ice have scored 0 goals. The CBR Brave 10.
You can see there, that almost went in off the skate of Nathan Casher in front of Jaden Pine Murphy. But just some news through, as well as a tweet from Anders. Last AIHL game tweet this season. I hope to see better Melbourne Ice next year when I'm coming down under for the Good All Cup. Well, I hope we get a tweet from you next week, Anders. But anyway, here's Harvey as he streams through the defensive zone. Hands off to Mietinen down the near side. Drops this one off. Now looking for Hayden Dawes and pokes at his man Wong. It shoots and that one goes wide after Pine Murphy made the initial stop. Here's Joey Hughes now down at the goal line. Hughes, referee calls the ricochet. There's Corbett, who we've talked about all season, probably one of the best players for the Melbourne Ice in his veteran renaissance. As this one comes back now here to Joey Hughes, another veteran, formerly Melbourne Ice colours, now at the CBR Brave. He's got the puck now. Hughes trying to thread the needle there through Marcus Wong, was nearly successful. And the Melbourne Ice are really on the back foot in their own end. Here's Casher trying to clear the zone to dampen. Daniel Goranson pinching in. Beat Velez to the puck. Here's a shot from Yetinen. And a good save from Pine Murphy with the paddle. Dawes digging in there for the Brave. The puck finally off the glass and out, but only as far as Daniel Goranson to Harvey, with Dawes more beards than Fitzroy out there on the ice at the moment. And we'll have a neutral zone face-off.
And at the moment, I think this game's about as hard as Fitzroy said.
Well, I just hope none of them are wearing clear frame glasses by the end of it. So 7:58 to go. And we talked about the Brave. Their opponents for the Goodall Cup finals not set yet. And just some news coming through from Sydney. The Dogs-Mustangs game delayed by half an hour. Not sure what the reason was so far, but a little bit more drama to add to the season, as that'll actually bring the start of the North Stars game a little bit closer. So anyway, not that that really has any bearing on this one. This is Armstrong now. Chopping at it now are the Brave. They try to break out of their zone. Out the far side there with Kubara. The puck left behind now. The Brave are going to break back in. Now here's Kubara. Kubara going in, shooting, and a good save made there by Pine Murphy.
Well, if that game up in Sydney's been delayed by half an hour, it's going to make it pretty tight for the Melbourne Mustangs to catch the last flight home, because, you know, Sydney Airport. Curfew. Yeah, curfew. Because world cities have those things, don't they?
Lazy Sydney Airport. So, I'll get started on that. So, 7:20 to go.
So, face-off in attacking zone now for the CBR Brave. Levier up against Hoddick in the face-off circle. Hoddick's done well for the Ice, but the Brave win the puck. The battle along the half wall. Pass out towards Bresciani. He's got 3 assists last night. Trying to get a pass away, but the pass was blocked there by Clark, so Bresciani has to go back and retrieve the puck. Good work there. Good harassing by Rob Clark. He has been one of the big improvers in the Melbourne Ice this season. Pass blocked by Hoddick, by Byers. And Delsar, he'll go back out towards Carpenter. So Webster now. The veteran Melbourne Ice captain. Pass is partially blocked. Stretch pass, intercepted by Webster. And all of a sudden, we're getting a bit more feeling for the Melbourne Ice in this shift. Olivier to Girling, just onside. Pass out wide towards Bresciani. He has it now, forced to cycle into the corner. Pass out, and it's another goal to the CBR Brave to Wahib Darj. In the end, that was too easy.
Indeed, too easy, 4-0 now. It was interesting to see if Jaden Pine Murphy stays in net or Mikey James suits up. But, I mean, it's not really going to have that much of an impact.
Well, in the end, Melbourne Ice lost 7-0 yesterday. You could put pretty much 0 of that on Michael James. And I think you could put 0 of the current scoreline on Jaden Pine Murphy.
Well, I wasn't doing that. I'm just saying.
Oh, absolutely not.
Just saying that would they change things up? I mean, nothing on the line for the Ice. I mean, it's only really just a pride thing with 4-0, 6:20 to go. And Wahib Darj, 26 goals on the year now, trailing only Trevor Girling, who's got 23. They're both coming into this game on 21. And arguably the best local player in terms of on the ice. Not in net, I'd say Anthony Kimlin would have to be neck and neck with Wahib Darj for the best local player 2018. Handed off now. There's almost a turnover. Veller's now in on the forecheck. Here's Corbett. Had it stripped of him. Veller's up to the high slot. Anthony Kimlin won the MVP of the Sydney Bears last night at their awards presentation. Congratulations to him, and I'd have to say he'd be a contender for MVP this season around the league. Definitely goaltending MVP, and I'd say it'd be a 2-horse race between him and Matt Hewitt as this one threaded through to Velez. I might throw Peter DeSalvo in there for a sneaky third.
And Sebastian Anderson, if you ignore the win and loss column.
Well, considering he's faced more shots than anyone else. Here's Levier now. Levier into the high slot. Tried to hand off and didn't get it. Corbett slipped through. Veller's got shouldered to the ice by Daniel Goranson. Daniel Goranson dropping the hammer. Here's Levier coming back the other way for the Brave. Got Darj parked in front of the net. Picked off there by Corbett. And he chipped it out all the way in the defensive zone for the Brave. And this is becoming a little too easy now here for the Brave here in this midway through the second period as Harvey pulls up, hands off. Dawes just a little bit too far in front of him, but he's got the puck regardless. Dawes back to the point. Harvey, nice move from him. Harvey back to Dawes. And they're just playing a little keepy off here as his turnaround shot pretty comfortably blocked aside by Jaden Pine Murphy as Maxime Schneider seems to have shaken off that earlier hit from Hughes as Hughes shakes the puck off him, hits it into the slot. Great save, Pine Murphy, turnaround effort. And what a save there. I think Pine Murphy got a piece of that second shot as he was left high and dry again by his defence. Here's Powell, shovels this one out, looking for Crow. Crow's got a breakaway. Crow moves in, shoots, and, well, puts it about half a metre wide there of the post of Matt Hewitt. And, well, that was the best chance of the period there for the Melbourne Ice to break the deadlock. Here's Joey Hughes. Back now here to Dawes. Into the low corner. Down in front there looking for it was Bresciani sneaking in from the point. He couldn't connect. Powell now connects with Crow. Crow back the other way. Pushed to the outside now here by Bailey Kubara. As Kubara picks it up now here for the Brave and starts the breakout now here for CBR. Down the far side, evades the check. Chip and chase now in effect here for the Brave. It's slung in front. Dawes was the target. It didn't get through to him, but Bresciani's going to take it. Well, he got taken off him here by Fleming. Good work. Probably be the most, I'd say, consistent with the Melbourne Ice imports this year. Powell with a try and stripped away from him. Bailey Kubara now lifts this one out of the zone, and Graham has it in front of the penalty box. Is just forced to just cannon this one in. But Hewitt says, I'll take this one off the kick plate as the Ice change personnel with 3.5 to go here in this second period. That's going to be icing and a face-off to the right of Matt Hewitt.
I was good to see Maxim Snyder back on the ice, so whatever happened in that collision, he's recovered sufficiently for. But one player I haven't seen tonight, which got me a bit confused, as he might go playing defence, why not? But one player we haven't seen tonight, who's dressed tonight, Christian Pansino, and I don't understand why he hasn't played a shift. There's nothing in this game other than working for the future.
Oh, he's out there now.
There you go. Good timing. But why is this now that he's getting his first shift for the night? To me, it's totally pointless. Like we've got to look ahead to the future of your Melbourne Ice. He's possibly part of that future, but you won't know if you don't play him. But now the CBR Brave through Bresciani, kept in by Delsar. So Chai, Pansino, just on the wrong side of his stick. But Carpenter happy to play that one on the boards in the corner. Bresciani ties it up. Melbourne Ice still in control of the puck. Jeremy Chai, he lost it. And the Brave looking to clip. One of the few hits we've seen so far tonight. Chai will go back out towards Jack Carpenter. Out towards Webster, hasn't been able to clear what just has now. And that's a big chop there by Jeremy Chai. Well, that's not a way to impress your coaches when you don't get too many shifts. To go the one of the biggest chops since Liam Webster on Jamie Burke a few years back. So now it's got Bresciani. Skates past the blue line. Levier at the point. He's lost it. Came back will be Bailey Kubara. Brave with the extra skater. Now Curling looking for a hat-trick. Shoots. Yeah, I think that may have just been a fraction wide. Dalza lines up a CBR Brave player there as well. And all of a sudden we got a bit of feeling there. And here we go. Well, jumping in there was Chris Wong. Not too often you see Chris Wong looking to try and start a fight.
And as we talked at the start, this is not suspensions or injury time.
And well, Dalsar's decided to throw a putt. So that will be his night over, you would have to say. But looks like Dawes has, is it Levier? He's not particularly interested.
No, I think it's just, that'll be a rough and a 2 and 10.
2 and a 10?
Yeah, so
but that still might be his night. They might tell him to cool the jets. But a bit of chirping there between the two of those.
Well, we had the, here's a look at the hit. Oh, man, right in the numbers, yeah. No,
that's probably a 2 and a 10 on its own.
Yeah. So,
which means if you give him 2 and 10s, wouldn't that be an automatic game if you get 2 misconduct penalties?
Well, he won't. Look, that'll be a 2 and a 10 from the hit. He'll probably get another 2 for the rough if the ref's feeling that way inclined. Didn't get his gloves off, so not another misconduct. So, I would assume he'll probably get 4 and 10. That's just my gut instincts. Probably wrong. But Chai's going to get the 2, obviously, for the Ron Hextall special. There's the hit there on Velez getting sorted out earlier. We'll see what the breakdown of the penalties is after that. So Delsar in the box. Chai as
should
well.
go there. Yeah, make his way there as well.
Oh,
what a chop that was.
Man. Getting a gig as a lumberjack there out in the Victorian State Forest. But look, that was undisciplined there for the Melbourne Ice. I mean, look, it is the last game of the season. They're not going anywhere. Rob Stark not happy, obviously. It was that hit, though, that was... looks like Levier is going to get a 2 there for his little part in that altercation. Now, he threw a feint. He didn't actually follow through with a punch. So he baited Delsar into taking that one. But, look, obviously he's protecting a teammate. But, obviously, the matches and the games are the ones you got to be careful of, as we saw at Newcastle last night. According to, it was a match given to Joe Hartrick. So he's suspended, obviously, for tonight. And should the North Stars make it, pending further suspension next week, that could be a real thorn in the side for the North Stars.
Well, you'd have to say, if what we're hearing, and I know you're not going to go in depth until things are confirmed, but if what we're hearing is true, he won't play the finals.
He's done, yeah.
In fact, he'll potentially get a lengthy suspension.
Yeah. So we'll see what the breakdown is. So it looks like it's going to be a 2-minute power play here to the CBR Brave once all the cancelling minors have been sorted out. We'll wait for the official announcement. I would assume, 2 and 10 to Delsar, 2 to Chai, and then 2 for Levier. So that makes it just a 5-on-4 now here for the CBR Brave.
So no extra penalties for the rough beyond the hit, which is probably actually quite generous, because that's the risk of this game now. Yeah. Melbourne Ice now well and truly lost the game. Let's be honest, even with the scoreboard as it is, they're not coming back. They're not the way they're playing.
No.
There's a potential that this game with a team that's pretty much just put the cue on the rack, they'll get frustrated with a bad season.
Yep.
And it could get a little bit ugly. I probably would have, personally, I would have gone a bit harder on that one just to nip those things in the bud, but we'll see what effect it does have as the Brave are on the power play. So now Bresciani just strolls in to Dard. Looks like there's no misconduct penalty, which is a surprise, because for me that was a pretty clear 2 and a 10.
Yeah, 2, so just the boarding.
Here's a chance now for the Brave. Girling shoots, and Girling gets a hat-trick.
Oh. Easy as you like there for Trevor Girling. Just walked in, picked his spot, and a power play goal to the CBR Brave, and Trevor Girling into the scoring race lead by 3. So Pierre-Olivier Grandmaison's going to have quite the night in Perth. Let's have a look. Oh, double screen. Looks like it might have taken a deflection off the shin pad of Tommy Powell. Regardless, it's an absolute training drill there for the CBR Brave.
And again, not much Jaden Pine-Murphy could have really done about that.
No. So 24 goals on the year there for Trevor Girling. And 91 seconds remaining here in period number 2. So Delsar and Levier obviously still sitting in the penalty box. Come out at the next stoppage as Goranson feeds this one into the zone. Fleming back, his opposite number. Slips it across now here to Graham. Slaps this up, intended for Powell. Idea was there, execution wasn't. Here's Armstrong now picking up the crumbs, shooting, and a good save there from Hewitt. Oh, nice play from Powell to drop that one off to a trailer. And Crow was in there looking for the crumbs. Just couldn't squeeze it by. Actually, Crow, excuse me, dropping that off to Powell. So, I mean, too little too late in terms of the scoreline, but a nice setup. Full credit for trying, yeah. So 112, excuse me, to go. There's Armstrong, Powell, Graham, Fleming, and Crow out now here for the Melbourne Ice on this shift. Harvey now chips this one up, and the Braves stayed out of their zone. Possible 3-on-2 are developing. Here's Graham. Long reach of his stick prevents any progress here from the CBR Brave, but they get it right back. Henning off now, back to Kabara. And Fleming strips both of them with the puck, chips it out. Crow waiting there just inside the blue line. Well, he's turned it straight back over. But Powell's done well to get it back to Armstrong. Had his pocket picked. Crow picks both of their pockets, shoots, and just over the crossbar of Matt Hewitt on the CBR Brave net. Slung across now. Armstrong trying to get to the high slot. Shoots, good save from Hewitt. Plenty of traffic in front as players dig at it in skates. Crow turnaround shot, and that's gone straight through the slot and into the opposite half wall. 24 seconds remaining in the second period with a 5-goal margin to the CBR Brave as Velez straight off the bench and into the action here to Crow. To Velez, walking in. Velez, Hewitt out of position, but couldn't get the wrap around. Puts back now here to Webster, but a timely stick there from Wahibi Daj. And Webster will backtrack now with just 4 seconds remaining in period number 2. That will do it. The CBR Brave 5-0 over the Melbourne Ice. after 2 periods of play here at the O'Brien Group Arena.
Well, the ladder leaders just put the 7th place team to the absolute sword in that second period. And now it really is about pride for the Melbourne Ice. They need to play the game out for themselves, for their fans, and for the CBR Brave. They've just got to make sure they maintain their discipline and try to avoid any potential injuries as well. So to wrap things up, the end of 2 periods, it is the CBR Brave who are leading the Melbourne Ice 5-0. We're back shortly with a 3rd period of play.
So the CBR Brave lead the Melbourne Ice 5-0. And on the cusp of history, as say, if they take the 3 points as they should, they will finish the season on 72 points, which will be a new AIHL record.
And this is probably, that was a record for the longest time I've tolerated you pitch bending me, Mr. Morgan.
Well, either that or you just need to lay off the goddamn balloons, Cloppy.
That too.
They're not cream chargers.
And because I like bringing out depressing stats, for the Melbourne Ice, since they've scored their last goal, they have conceded at 13, which would almost be a club record as well. But they win the opening face-off at the start, the third term. Pass by Fleming, looking for Graham, was just on the wrong side of him. Now Powell. Out towards Armstrong. He takes the blue line, will get a shot on net, and a nice glove save there by Matt Hewitt. And the last we heard, score update from Macquarie.
1-0 Mustangs. It's only 7 minutes into the first, but I mean,
better be in front than behind.
Yeah, and well, about an hour until the Thunder and North Stars get going.
But as we explained at the start of the show, with Mustangs win, all the other equations become irrelevant.
Yeah, all bets are off.
And then they'll be in the AHL finals. Shot there by Crow. It's just over the net, kept in by Graham. Well, he caught just the toe end of the stick there. The pass didn't go far even on this wet ice. Now Powell. So Armstrong has the puck. Pass it back out towards Graham. Looking for Powell. Had one of Melbourne Ice's better chances in that second period. So far, the CBR Brave out shooting the Melbourne Ice 26 shots to 8 so far. Now Fleming, little drop pass, not a bad one. Shot there by Powell, and then just mentioned the shots. They've got their 9th shot for the game. Now Girling already has a hat-trick, driving to the net, gets a shot away, and Pine Murphy will glove that one and will have a face-off.
So 18:54 to go in the third. Well, so as it stands, Trevor Girling with a 3-point lead over Pierre-Olivier Grandmaison for the scoring title. And as we talked about, Grandmaison's going to have some night over there just to tie it.
Yeah, the gauntlet's been thrown down, hasn't it?
Absolutely. And well, we'll see what happens over there in Perth in about an hour's time. But this one's sent out here by Clark, trying to find Delsar. Chopped at there by Hoddick. He puts it into the attacking zone here for the Melbourne Ice. Daniel Goranson, poor Daniel Goranson, I should say, gets shouldered. The puck comes out to the blue line. Hoddick holds it indoors and finally cleared out to centre now here to Liam Webster. Picked up though here by the Brave as Henning already got 1 tonight, 2 on the season for him in 24 games. Gets shouldered to the ice there by Delsar. And the puck now in Melbourne Ice hands as they sling this one across the ice and give it straight back to the Brave. Goranson now here to Webster. Pulls back now over to Jack Carpenter. Fires it up ice. Intended target there, Delsar didn't get through to him, and Harvey will take over for the CBR Brave. 18 minutes to go. Mietnin had a great season for the Brave so far this year. Henning down the near side. The Queenslander now down, looking for options up ice. Hasn't got it. It decides to wrap around. Why not? Comes to Dawes with a shot, and a good save by Pine Murphy. Just chipped up back the other way. Here's Corbett trying to go to Chris Wong. Goranson now here to Dawes. Dawes now moving, and he shoots and scores. Hayden Dawes made that look very easy. And it is 6-0 CBR.
And this period has the potential to get a little bit ugly. As you can just see the look of despondency on a few of the faces of Melbourne Ice players. I think Pine Murphy might have been looking at the bench saying, I'm happy to make my way.
He was signalling to Mikey James there, going, you want to come out? And Mikey's gone, no, you stay there, buddy.
I've got Orange's doing.
I've got stats to keep, buddy. I don't know. But either or, but Hayden Dawes, I mean, he's in the running for Rookie of the Year. That was his 13th of the season. And under similar rules to what Zane Jones won it last year, obviously, with the dual citizenship. But he's been a fantastic player for the Brave.
And it's added a lot of depth. There's another chance there for the CBR Brave. So battle in the corner. Now the Brave bring out their lower lines as well as Jaden Lewis got a shift. And Byers will skate back and retrieve the puck. There's a chance now for the CBR Brave to really polish this game off. Tyler Kabara there got met heavily. So Jaden Lewis had it, then lost it. Good work there by Josh Velez. Drop pass, well missed. Chris Wong has to go back and retrieve the puck. Hewitt coming aggressively out in the corner. His passing and puck control is great, Matt Hewitt. But it'd be interesting to see if he continues to be that brave in the finals he's been this weekend. I have a feeling he won't be afforded the luxury too often. And that will be called offside.
I was going to say, very similar to Peter DeSalvo, very aggressive with the puck control. Those two dueling each other.
They're unique in this league too.
Yeah.
Normally we don't see goaltenders. Let's be honest, the goaltenders don't have the skill, the puck control at this level usually to come out like they do.
Yeah, I mean, even Anthony Kimler doesn't do too much of that. I mean, he's a very stay-at-home goaltender, if you, for want of a better word. I mean, he's good when he does. He just prefers not to. As this one pulled the way back to Jayden Pine-Murphy. Fleming. All the way back at his own end. 16-17 to go. Graham shoots it out to center ice. Now picked up by Armstrong. Chance to shoot. He scores! And Matt Armstrong with the first Melbourne Ice goal this weekend. He breaks the shutout bid of Matt Hewitt, and it's 6-1.
And while I think Sam had his hand stuck to the horn there for a while, that went on for a while, but we've got to take it when you can. And just a rare moment of, concentration lapse by the CBR Brave defence. Probably the first time we've really seen it all weekend. Matt Armstrong swooped that one, went high. Probably the way to beat Matt Hewitt.
Indeed, and a little postscript there for the Melbourne Ice fans, I would say. Well, a little bit of a send-off. They got a goal.
And avoided the double shutout, which again hasn't happened. Certainly in the Docklands era of Melbourne Ice, I can't recall it ever happening, getting a double shutout over a doubleheader weekend. But Pine Murphy forced into action there and again did very well. But the CBR Braves still in control of the puck. Goranson with the shot. Now Darge, he can just walk in, leaves it, and a great save there by Pine Murphy. So Graham gets it out towards Powell. He's able to clear. Now with he Darge. So that towards Matt Harvey. Darge will go out wide. Braves should be able to clear the puck, and they do, but only as far as Jack Carpenter. Good work by Clark, just cut himself in the middle lane. But the pass, he turned it over, wasn't a great one. Here come the CBR Brave in numbers. Hughes gets a shot away. Pine Murphy with the save. Decided against the pass. Now going back will be Bailey Kabara for the CBR Brave. Yettinen looking for Henning. He's had a good night. Now Bresciani. Shot was blocked by his own teammate. Castelsar. Skate out of the zone for the Eyes. Pass looking for Carpenter, overskated it. And stretch pass for the CBR Brave. They're just looking away through the Melbourne Ice defence. To Webster to Clark. Back out towards Webster. To Corbett. The Corbett just trying to weave his way in, blows a tyre at the wrong moment. And Henning again should be able to clear now for the Brave. Pass out wide. Murphy makes the save. Stretch pass is a good one. Here's a chance now for Delsar. Delsar comes in. Can he polish up a career year? He has. Cass Delsar on the breakaway. It's 6-2 in favour of the CBR Brave.
Wow, Cass Delsar, as we said, winding it back. 6th goal of the year. And the Melbourne Ice fans will be asking, where was this in the first period? Doesn't matter now. Here he comes in beautifully, puts it between the glove and the pad of Matt Hewitt. And all smiles there from Cass Delsar, and it's 6-2. But late consolation here for the Melbourne Ice. And well, they'll be looking to maybe make it 3. Why not? You got 13 and nearly 14 minutes to make a game of it. We've seen stranger things happen.
It's been this type of season, hasn't it?
Here's Kubara now. He shoots hard. Pine Murphy gloves that one out of the air, and we'll have a face-off.
Now Pine Murphy's looking confident.
Now James is going, I want him. So,
yeah, they really ask. I'm willing to go on now.
So, score update from up in Sydney. Still 1-0 towards the end of the first between the Ice Dogs and Mustangs. Mustangs taking a few penalties. The Ice Dogs unable to capitalise at the moment. It's Pansino's pass is picked off now, and Geordie Gavin picks this one up for the CBR Brave. Chris Levier is... saw him during the intermission. He's undressed, won't take any further part in the game. I think Rob Starks just decided to rest him, particularly after that little coming together there with Delsar. Probably doesn't want to risk. I'm not sure that, Lavier is not that type of player, but Rob Stark taking no chances, resting one of his star players. So Harvey. Nice job from Wong, though. Just lost a bit of control. The puck goes shoulder to shoulder there in the corner, and another Ice player goes down. That being
there's a high stick that's not being called.
Yeah, as play continues, and Kasha going towards the net. Armstrong fights off a couple of checks. Kasha gets stood up there by Kubara, and back the other way come the Brave. 2-on-1 developing now here. Here's Harvey, moves in. Harvey gets hooked, and that'll be the save there to Pine Murphy. He thought he was hard undone, but that's a good hit there on young Lewis, but there's the double treat for Tyler Kubara. Saw Kasha coming and got out of the way.
Yeah, all of a sudden this game's got some genuine feeling to it. Something you expect from Melbourne Ice CBR Brave games.
Yeah, 6-2 in a nothing game at the end of the season, and now it's the Stanley Cup.
And of course we saw a bit of chirping between Darcy Flanagan and the Melbourne Ice bench at the end of the second period. Well, he hasn't got a shift tonight, and I'm not sure if they'll take him on after that.
So Rimakainen now. It's only his first shift for the game, if I'm not mistaken.
He'd be one of his first, yeah.
Picked up now in the corner. Graham's outlet pass to Joey Hughes. Hughes now pulls up, tries to shake Powell. I'm sure they've done that many times in training over the years. Miettinen gets the shoulder from Kasha, from Armstrong, excuse me. Joey Hughes still has the puck down low, looking for someone to deal to. Got Miettinen there with him. Hughes decides to go it alone. Hughes now. Still got the puck now in this face-off circle. Got Rimakainen calling for it on the points. Tries to centre there and goes past Mitch Henning and comes out of the neutral zone. There's a big hit there on Devon Crowe into the Melbourne Ice bench, and Joey getting a few pats on the back there from his former teammates, and that will be a penalty to Crowe, I think, is...
Yeah, for the slash.
Misconduct. Misconduct, the call there from the referee. Fleming's getting a 10.
Well, there's a bit of feeling coming out now from the imports, but gee, that would have been good, say, particularly tonight. So you can see, well, there might have been a little bit of carry on afterwards, but gee, it would have been nice to see this feeling a bit, not only a bit early in this game, but you know what? Much earlier in the season.
Yeah,
leaving the last period of the season doesn't really count for much.
Nate Fleming getting a 10 in the last period of the game.
Well, that's him done for the season then. I don't think we'll see him, even though we've got just under 12 minutes. I don't think we'll see him back.
No.
And the CBR Brave just sort of benching a few of their bigger name players. It's a good idea, not only they're well in front, but just to protect those players. But your Mitch Hennings, your Jaden Lewises, it means they're going to get more ice time. You never know, come finals, they're getting experience on the rink they'll be playing on for the finals. And it'd be good to get some ice time under their belt, because in the finals, you never know.
Yep.
Might remember a couple of years ago, it was Hamish Powell that scored an overtime winner for Newcastle.
Yep.
The most unlikely of sources.
Was slashing the call there on Devon Crowe.
And we've got a tweet that comes in. Oh, we've got to talk. We've been talking the game down. We've got to talk it up with after a couple of goals. Let's be honest.
Come on, we're going to sell something here, baby.
We can live in hope.
It's 6-2 in a nothing game at the end of the season.
Bring it on. Keep it interesting. So here we go now with Hughes. Hughes for the CBR Brave. The Carpenter trying to weave his way around his opposing number 64, Kai Miettinen. The Brave have it back now. Pass was out wide there by Harvey. To Goranson. Finds Henning. He'll go out wide, out towards Hughes. Of course, his brother had his jersey retired, the number 7 for Melbourne Ice. Hughes looking for Henning, couldn't trap the puck. And he's wiped out there on the half wall. And a big hit by Matt Armstrong. Now Miettinen. Shot from a tight angle, hit the side of the net. They'll leave it to Hughes. Hughes, one of his favourite positions on the ice, but Pine Murphy will glove that one.
And let's have a look at this hit here. Army on Henning. Good stiff check. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
He was actually setting up for the hit. He was waiting for Henning to touch the puck and then wipe him out. Bit of experience coming through.
Score update from up in Sydney. 1-0 at the end of the first between the Mustangs and Ice Dogs. Ben Davies with a lone goal for the Mustangs. So as it stands,
Mustangs are in.
Mustangs are in with 2 periods and another game in Perth to go.
Though if they sort out the 2 periods of the game in Perth, it won't mean anything in the end. But here's a chance now for the Eyes. Corbett just couldn't cut the middle lane. Would have been a great reward for a great season despite what the team has done. He has been a real standout. Nathan Kachia will flip that one into the corner. Hewitt comes out and plays it. We'll leave it for Bailey Kabara. Now the Brave able to clear. The Byers still trying to get used to him without the long hair. The Brave have it. That was Tyler Kapara with the shot. The Brave haven't been able to keep it in. Now Corbett gets another bite of the cherry. Tries to cut in, gets a shot away. Hewitt makes the initial save. Offers up a big rebound though. But the Brave have numbers in defence and will be able to clear. Pass out wide, looking towards Gavin. Couldn't find him. And that will in fact be an icing call against the Melbourne Ice. Or should I say actually against the CBR Brave. It's a long season and a long day, so.
So 6-2 and under 10 to play. We see Per Daniel Goranson, whose former team, the Perth Thunder, who booked their ticket to the AIHL finals last night. As that shot, a ripping shot there from Webster, block it aside there from Hewitt. As the puck goes into the corner. Digging at it there is Kubara, sends it into the opposite corner. Giving chase there is Jimmy Byers. Digging at it there with Dave Lewis. And back to the point now. Long-range try from Clark, and that whistles wide. And back out to Webster inside the blue line. Did a good job to keep that onside, but Delsar has to force it back over before Clark re-enters his own. Delsar down the outside, probably the best player on the ice for the Ice this game, and that was saved at the near side by Hewitt.
But it was important for the Melbourne Ice to play the game out. Looks like at this stage they are. And that.
So we got a little bit of conversation going on there in the near side. It's like Delsar and Matt Harvey. Oh, Darcy Flanagan's on the ice.
Wow, this could be interesting.
Oh, let's.
After the chirp we saw, pretty much after we cut out to the break. It's going to be interesting. I think Darcy was unwise to get involved in a bit of a verbal stoush.
Well, there, Kai Miettinen and Cass Delsar having a few smiles.
So from the face-off, it's Rumakainen has it now for the CBR Brave. You get out to former Melbourne Ice player Darcy Flanagan, and the Brave are able to clear. Garvin had the puck, then lost it. Managed to retrieve back and get it back. Returns it over to his opposing number 64, Kai Miettinen. Still protected the puck well. Got out towards Hughes. Try to get it out towards Lewis. Now Hughes. Just too good in that occasion. The pass, though, was ambitious and it come unstuck. So Hoddick couldn't find his way through traffic. Carpenter in support gets out towards Webster. Rink wide pass looking out towards Delsar. Missed him. Rumakainen. Here's it out towards Hughes. Now blocked the pass, but Hughes still found a way. Puck has been left behind by Miettinen. The stomping of it there was Delsar. In fact, my apologies, it was Powell for the Ice. Now Armstrong. Eventually will clear the area. He'll take the blue line. Drive towards the net. Left the puck behind. Still Melbourne Ice with a chance. They still have the puck. Pass to the point. Graham winds up, shoots, but the shot was well wide. And now the Braves should be able to clear. To Tyler Kabara. He's tied up in the corner by Powell. Graham in there in support. Now Crow. Dangerous pass. Here's a chance for Kabara and Henning. Shot was blocked. And eventually the ice will clear, but only temporarily, as Flanagan has it now for the CBR Brave. He's forced into a retreat. Goes for the stretch pass. And that will be icing against the CBR Brave.
Did someone send a tray of espresso to the ice bench? Well, I don't know. There's a chai on there already. Zing. Saved the best for the last, didn't I? 7-6.
To go, well, it is Melbourne, mate. So, yeah.
We were talking about Fitzroy earlier, so maybe they heard and Hipsters came around with some coffee.
Yeah.
There's a fair bit of soy splashing around there on the bench. It's a bit of Melbourne favour here. That one sent through the crease. Back now here to Carpenter. Carpenter slings a weak one there on net as it trickles through. Digging at it there was Corbett. Just couldn't get it past Hewitt. And out now here to Lewis. Pass up now to Henning. 1v3. Henning to the outside. Already got one this afternoon. Has Mitch Henning. Gets muscled to the ice. Loses the puck now here to Chris Wong. Wong chips this one up now here to Corbett. Corbett now to the outside. Too many players in his path as he has a little bit of a joust with Jimmy Byers there at the side. The puck comes out and a good chance there. Snuffed out by Hewitt. That coming off the stick of Chris Wong. Webster hands off. Velez can't get a clean shot through traffic. Henning just whips this one out of the zone. That's going to be icing. And we'll have a face-off to the right of Matt Hewitt. So we have a look at the side of the net. Henning clearing attempt straight into Chris Wong's grasp, but pad save there from Matt Hewitt.
The past couple of weeks hasn't been much that the Melbourne Ice can really write home. But Chris Wong has, I think in many ways, showed his leadership in the past couple of weeks. He's been the one who's been prepared to really throw his body around.
Well, obviously, spent the Northern Hemisphere season, our off-season, up playing in Sweden along with a contingent of other AIHL players, Todd Graham and Brian Funes, to mention a few, and ex-Melbourne Ice player Jeremy Brown, as this one muscled to the ice there was Vietnam. He's dispossessed, and Kasha, well, he's got Geordie Gavin to deal with, and Clark has it now for the ice with Delsar. 2-on-3 break. Here's Clark to the outside. Tries to cut in, almost gets a loose puck in front, and just behind there was Delsar. Graham slaps this one down. And away come the CBR Brave. Graham lurking there at the blue line. There's Gavin. Gavin moving in. Gavin gets checked to the ice by Kasha. Youth V experience there. Rookie versus the soon-to-be retiree. And play comes back the other way now. Out to center ice. Kubara, that being Tyler, slips this one in. Kasha back to get it for the ice. 5:30 to go here in this final regular season game between the Melbourne Ice and the CBR Brave as Matt Armstrong down the far side. Around Crow, his teammate. Armstrong still got it. Look, tried to go short side. Hewitt made the save. And Army looking for another goal here for the Ice. And slap to the ice there was Devon Crow, courtesy of a stiff check from Mark Rumakainen. As Webster tried to thread the needle. And the Brave being hemmed in here for the last couple of minutes. Carpenter. Powell with a drive. Great save there by Hewitt. Actually, I think that might have been blocked on the way through. Sounded like a shin pad. We'll have to see that on the replay. Carpenter pulls up. Just outlet pass there, trying to find Todd Graham, but Armstrong, but he's retreating to the bench on the line change. Rumakainen has it down here near side. Chips this up to Henning. Past him. Webster one-on-one with Joey Hughes. Throws it out now here to Carpenter. Looking for Corbett there. Couldn't touch the puck. That's going to be icing. And we'll have a face-off.
And while we have a bit of a breather, but you're right when you mentioned that Brave have been hemmed in their zone for the past couple of minutes, which is good to see for the Melbourne Ice. Clearly just lacking that polish, but to see Delsar there, he's got his goal and he's just happy to potentially throw his weight around.
Oh, he's trying to bait Bailey there, I think. You want to go, son? Why not? Cass has got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Bailey does, though.
And that's been one good thing about the CBR Brave tonight, that they've been that professional enough to know there's much bigger things to worry about than Melbourne Ice players. And, team not making the finals, trying to bait them into something silly.
Yep. Not taking the bait.
And it's probably something that they were always at a danger of in previous years. So Rob Stark, that's a credit to him. Obviously, he's got the headspace of the players in the right area. Here's a chance now for Corbett. Shoots and the shot was just wide. Great chance though for the Ice. Now Henning. Fan on the initial pass. And then the second one, he just turned it over to Liam Webster. The Mietin at centre ice. They'll take the blue line. It's a shot away. Pine Murphy managed to get the shoulder onto that one. And Webster. Webster protects the puck against Byers. And is kept in by Hoddick. The Webster shot was blocked. Graham now winds up, shoots, looking for a tip. Now Henning for the CBR Brave. Gets a pass out towards Tyler Kabara, and Pine Murphy with a save. Fanning on that one was Schneider, but eventually gets an outlet pass. To Flanagan. Now Snyder gets it out towards Graham. Delsa happy to send that one in the corner. Hewitt coming well out of his crease again. The CBR Brave are able to clear. Now Armstrong. That's Matt Armstrong for the ice. Waiting for the trail inside against. He goes for a shot himself. Looking for his second goal of the night. And Snyder couldn't keep it in. The pass back out towards Carpenter. Now Powell. To Delsar. The Hewitt loses an edge. Much to the delight of the partisan crowd here at O'Brien Group Arena. The shot there by Powell was wide. Now Hughes. And that is going to be a call against the CBR Brave for icing. There's certainly no penalty in that one. Although I think Matt Armstrong was speaking the call for a potential slash.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's got anything on Cash's effort from period number 1.
Oh, and that was Chai, wasn't it?
Chai, sorry, my bad. So
don't incriminate the innocent there, Steve.
2-10, I'll make a living out of that. Here's Webster now, chipped into the corner.
Oh, we've got that on tape, you know.
Carpenter. Back now here to Powell. Here to Crow now. Sent it in front, and that one's into the high slot. Armstrong now. Armstrong gets a shoulder there from Joey Hughes. Tried to slip that in front, and the Brave now trying to look for a burst from Joey Hughes, but Carpenter back first here for the ice. And he's going to settle this one down, use Webster now. There's time expiring here on the Melbourne Ice's 2018 Goodall Cup defence, which didn't even see them in said finals to make it, but one team that will be there to challenge for that, CBR Brave. And as we talked about, they have now set the record for most points in an AIHL season, 72. And what a season from them, and they're going to look to hope to cap this off with the Goodall Cup. 1:10 to go. And Trevor Gerling, as we said, in the box seat for the scoring title right now. So that's obviously pending if Pierre-Olivier Grandmaison decided to go sacre bleu and score 6 or 5.
And it should be noted that Melbourne Ice will be about the third team in the past 5 years or so that hasn't won the Goodall Cup and not been making the finals the following year. Mustangs didn't do it. Newcastle also dropped out last year after going back-to-back.
Yep.
So it might be a new curse. It used to be finishing on top. It used to be the curse in relation to the Goodall Cup. Now Miettinen for the CBR Brave, tied up by Cashier. To Graham. Flip it up high. Here's a chance now for Chris Wong. Can he get the sit? Gets a little backhanded shot. Ooh. Now Corbett with a wraparound attempt. And that's been covered by Hewitt. Looks like we've got a few little extracurriculars there. Seeing the player who's down, there's
Darcy Flanagan and Chris Wong.
And it looks like they're still going, actually. Unfortunately, you can't get a good view of it.
Yeah, there you go. A little bit of a how do you do, and then
and I think actually Wong grabbed Flanagan and brought him down. But Rob Love was just keeping the sticks away, so we'll have a face-off in the attacking zone of 4 the Melbourne Ice. With 43 seconds remaining on their season. Of course, Melbourne Ice, the last time they didn't qualify for the finals was 2005. So the longest continuous streak in the AIHL finals will end, and the CBR Brave will actually take that mantle for the longest continuous streak in the AIHL finals.
Yeah, not even one season straight after. And as was mentioned earlier, in the Melbourne Ice's building against the Melbourne Ice on the last day of the season.
So now with 30 seconds remaining, Graham. Oh, that pass worked out well, much better than probably expected. To Graham. Happy just to put it in their attacking zone, and Delsar lining up Miettinen. Should have probably been a little bit more focused on the puck. Opens a chance now for Tyler Kabara. He decides to wind up and shoot, and the save has been made by Pine Murphy with 8 seconds remaining.
Well, you never know. There's still chance. 8 seconds, a goal a second. It could come back 8-6.
I know we try to talk things up, but there's only so much you can do in the world of realism.
Well, maybe there could be a reset of the clock, as well as obviously the tone of the commentators coming down the line. There's
7 seconds left as this one shot out to centre ice. Rumakainen touches this one, and it ends 6-2 to the CBR Brave, and they will finish the 2018 AIHL season on top of the ladder with 72 points, the new record set, and they will begin their Goodall Cup quest right here next week in Melbourne. And we'll look, so can they bring it home? It's been been out of their grasp the last couple of years, and this is obviously their hungriest they've been for the Goodall Cup.
Absolutely. So firstly, for the CBR Brave, congratulations on an absolutely superb season. They've broken the record for the most points in an AIHL season, taking that mantle from the Melbourne Ice, who achieved it last year. So congratulations to them. But for the CBR Brave, the job is only half done now.
Yep.
They're going to go in raging favourites. They only have to remember 2 years ago when they upset the Melbourne Ice, who were in a very similar position to them. You know, just because you had a great season doesn't mean that you're going to win the silverware. So that's going to be the challenge, to regroup, refocus for a champ tilt at the Goodall Cup. For the Melbourne Ice, well, it's a season season to forget, but one that can't be brushed aside, because to be brutally honest, someone who's been involved in the club for many years, this year the club failed on many aspects, both on and off the ice. They're going to have to spend the next month or so in deep contemplation of what they can do better, because I know this club is certainly capable of far better, both not just on the ice but off the ice, than we've seen in 2018.
Yeah, and look, I'm sure the off-season will provide plenty of scope for them to make the changes they need, obviously.
Make sure they're back up there next year.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, there's been a lot of talk, obviously, this year, that the cycle of players, the core is getting older. I mean, there's obviously been a plan put in place, but it's a transitional phase. You'll be so dominant for so many years. The next couple of years on the Melbourne Ice horizon.
Big challenge.
Yeah, it will be very interesting to see what happens. Not just them as well, the Mustangs. I mean, a couple of years down the track, they'll probably be in the same predicament. So.
And the CBR Brave in a couple of years will be also in that transitional phase. It's a challenge. You see it in professional sporting teams, and semi-professional sporting teams around the world. Some clubs do it better. I can just think here in Melbourne, you just look Hawthorn, Sydney Swans, if you look at AFL concept, and then you look at clubs who don't do it well. Carlton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who are permanently in a transition phase.
Or the Dockers.
Or the Dockers. Absolutely. But we better wrap things up here from O'Brien Group Arena. As I mentioned earlier, congratulations to the CBR Brave. Finished on top of the ladder. Record for most points in the season. They'll be favourites for the Cup. Melbourne Ice won't be in the finals, but we certainly will be here at ATC Productions. So to wrap things up, it is the CBR Brave 6-2 winners over the Melbourne Ice. We hope you enjoyed our streams in this regular season. We'll see you in the finals, and then see you next year.